Hi everyone, this is Hannah. I'm going to lead you through a 20-minute warm-up. All you need with you is a yoga mat. No other additional things are needed. So first we're going to start off with rolling out our ankles a little bit. So we're going to roll through our toes, alternating each foot. And then we can start to press up and off, pointing those toes and coming back down, alternating the other side. We'll do this 4 times. 2, 3, and last time on each side. And starting at the back of our mats, we're gonna just take it into a walk, going forwards and backwards. Thinking about rolling through those feet, getting all those cracks out. You can roll your wrists at the same time if you want a little bit more of a challenge. We're going to bring that into a little bit more of a prance, coming forwards and backwards and forwards and back. Into a little bit of a jog, bringing those knees up a little bit higher. And front and back, and we're going to think about coordinating, snapping our knees to hands, coming up and kicking our butt, going backwards. High knees to the front and kicking our butt, going back. One more time each way. And then we'll stop. Take a nice bend of those knees, deep inhale, reaching up. Exhale, start to roll it down. Leaning forward, touching those toes, keeping a nice bend of those knees, and rolling it back up. Nice deep inhale, bend those knees. Up, exhale, fold it forward. Nice deep bend of those knees, rolling it on up. This time we're gonna roll all the way down, starting tucking our chin to chest, letting those arms hang. We're gonna come all the way into a squat. Really get up on the balls of your feet. And then pressing those heels back down, shooting your hips up towards the ceiling. Straightening your legs as much as you can. Bend those knees and roll it on up. One more time. Chin to chest. Rolling it down, articulating through your spine, letting those arms be nice and heavy. Bending those knees. Coming up to the balls of those feet, pressing your hips up and back, straightening your legs, bending, and rolling all the way up. Next, we're going to get down onto all fours into cat and cow. So we're going to start to move and articulate our spine. So I'm making sure that my hands are placed underneath my shoulders, my knees are underneath my hips, and I'm going to arch my spine, looking up towards the ceiling. And then tucking my pelvis, looking in toward my belly button. We're gonna just shift back and forth in this position. Remembering to breathe. Checking in with your body, seeing what might be sore and what feels good. One more time in each direction. And then coming from a neutral spine, thinking about if I were to balance a glass of water on my back, I don't want it to tip off from arching or curving my back. We're going to think about looking back towards our heel, so twisting or folding our spine to each direction. Kind of like you're wagging your tail if you were a dog. One more time in each direction. And then we're going to connect that all together for what I call a disco cat. So we go crunch to the right, looking towards our belly button, and then crunching to the left, looking up towards the ceiling, and coming all the way around back to the beginning. So 4 in each direction, taking them at your own pace. If you're following along with me, this is number 4, circling to the right, and we're going to circle it to the left. And 2, and 3, and 4. From here, I'm just going to scoot up my yoga mat so I have a little bit more space. I'm going to take one foot back, press down on those toes. We're going to roll out our ankle going one direction. And reverse it, roll it the other way. And from here, we're going to do 10 leg raises, and I want you to think about keeping your core engaged as well as your butt engaged. We're not wanting to arch our back as we're lifting our legs, so we're thinking of using just those glute muscles to lift. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee, pulse the heel up towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to use that knee to make nice big circles for our hip. We're doing 4 in each direction. 3 and 4. Rotate it the other way for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that knee back down, and we're going to reverse it all on our other side. So other toes go back, roll around that ankle, start to loosen it up a little bit more. Roll it the other way. And again, 10 leg raises on this side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 4 big hip circles with that knee in each direction. Get that hip nice and loosey-goosey. And 4. Reverse it the other way. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I like to put my knees in a wide-legged position as I sit my heels back to my butt. I reach my fingertips forward, thinking about pressing them down into the floor as I take a nice deep breath. And exhale. One more. Now we're going to go into what I call body waves. As an explanation, we're thinking about bringing our chest through our hands, and my butt is going to stay up nice and high. So my elbows go wide, my chest comes through my hands as my butt stays up, and I scoop up to look at the ceiling, and I come back to that starting position. We're going to do 4 of those. So 3, and 2, and last one. And now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to arch up and forward, letting ourselves unfold, looking up to the ceiling before we lower down, keeping our elbows tight into our sides. And then here, my chest is going to stay low, my butt's going to go high as we push ourselves backwards. 4 of these. Rolling it up and forward, lowering down, pressing, and back. 2, up and forward, lower down. That's 3. Last one, rolling up and forward. Remembering to breathe the whole time, pressing back and coming up and forward. Bringing those knees back into alignment, tucking our toes, lifting our hips up towards the ceiling. We're going to chill out here in what's called our downward dog position for a little bit. You can tread out your feet, stretch out those hamstrings a little bit, take what feels good. then keeping those feet in a little bit of a wider stance, we're going to use our hand to touch our opposite ankle. So right hand to left ankle and back forward. And opposite and back forward. And right hand and left hand. Right hand. Left hand, last time on each side. And right and left. I'm going to walk my feet to my hands. You can hop it as well if you have that mobility. Taking a moment here in our forward fold, we're going to bend our knees and straighten and bend and straighten and bend and straighten. I'm going to bend my left knee. My opposite hand is going to reach up, twisting towards the ceiling. Taking a nice deep breath here. If you can have your hand pressed flat to the ground, if you can't, place it on your knee for more support. You can also place your elbow on your knee. We're feeling a nice deep stretch in the back of our straight leg. And switch sides. So bending our opposite leg. Hand reaches up, spiraling your chest open towards the ceiling. Remembering to breathe. Hands back down to the mat. A nice gentle bend of those knees, rolling up, thinking about articulating through each vertebrae of your spine, keeping your shoulders, head, and neck nice and heavy to be the last things to come on up. Take a moment here. We're going to then roll our shoulders out. So I'm thinking of rolling up and backwards. And 3, and 2, and 1. Hands on the shoulders, making nice big circles with our elbows for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big arm circles for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse it all back the other way, coming forwards for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on shoulders for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just our shoulders rolling forwards for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's isolate our neck out a little bit. So I'm going to tip my right ear to my right shoulder. And left, and right, and left, right, left, last time, right, and left. From center, we're going to turn our head looking right, and left, right, left, right, left, last time, right, left. From center, looking up and down, up, down, up, down. Last time, up, down. Keep your chin to chest, 2 head circles in each direction. All right, now that our shoulders, neck, and head are all warmed up, we're going to do what I've learned are called flashlights. So we're thinking about flicking the water off of our fingertips. We're coming out in front of us. You can dance along. Doing anything with your legs is maybe just a distraction from your hands. It doesn't matter. You can move, you can stay where you are. Hands out to the side just to change it up. Hands down by your sides. Should start to feel a little bit of a burn in your forearms here, working those grip muscles. And out in front of us for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake that all out. Shake your whole body. And we're gonna open our legs into a second position. If you're familiar with dance, my toes are pointed out, my knees are gonna bend, my knees are gonna go over my toes, hands on my knees. I'm gonna shift it side to side. You can alternate pushing one shoulder forward, getting a nice twist in that spine. One more each way. And then I'm gonna widen my straddle a little bit more. We're gonna sink all the way down to one side, lifting up the heels on the other, and transfer to our left. Walking your hands as you need. You can flex and point to get a little bit deeper of a stretch, making sure you're staying nice and active, swapping sides, and back to our left. For our next two, I give you a challenge to not touch with your hands and using just your legs, lifting up as little as you can. Over to our right, lifting up and over to our left. Find yourself into a straddle position, wherever that might be, making sure you're staying nice and tall and lifted, sending energy throughout those toes. We're going to reach to our left, up and over towards our right. Pulsing here and coming up, lifting out to the right, up and over our left leg, coming up. We're now going to turn to face our knee of our right leg and pulse it for 4, 3, 2, 1, lifting up. Turn to face your left leg and pulse it for 4, 3, 2, 1, coming down the middle for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to narrow our legs in. I want you to think about like there's a string pulling out the center of the top of your head. We're using just our fingertips on either side of one leg, and we're going to think about lifting that leg off the floor for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side, framing that leg, lifting up, so we're using our lower abs here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We want to think about staying nice and tall through that chest, so I don't want to see any bends in your spine as we're going through. Let's stretch out those hips a little bit. So we're going to come up to a half lunge. So I have one leg bent, my other leg coming forward, my heels in front of me. So as I lean forward, my knee stays over the top of my ankle. I'm gently pulsing in here, squeezing my butt as I'm going. Stretching out our front leg and leaning over it, flexing and pointing. One more time, leaning forward. Think about squeezing in your glutes as you lean forward. Straightening our front leg, bending over it, rocking back and forth. And let's change to our other side. Other toes in front. Again, thinking about squeezing as we lean forward and gently pulsing. If you need more assistance here, you could have some yoga blocks on either side of you. If we can't reach the floor, you can also grab onto a couch or a chair, anything you might have nearby. Come forward. 2, over it. Finding our way onto our backs. Just gonna untie this real quick. Leaning all the way backwards. We're gonna take our feet straight up to the ceiling. Doesn't matter how straight your legs are here. We're gonna reach for our toes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I'm going to place my hands flat by my sides. Think about pressing those palms into the floor. I'm going to lift my butt off. Think about shooting my toes straight up to the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Placing my heels flat on the ground so they're behind my butt. I'm going to have my pinky fingers so my palms are facing up. I'm going to lean myself up so my shoulder blades aren't touching, and we're going to tap our heels with our pinkies for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that all go. Taking a nice deep breath here. Now I'm going to take a hip bridge, so squeezing my glutes as I curl my pelvis under, lifting, pressing up towards the ceiling, and lowering back down with control. Coming up again. We'll do this 4 times. Lowering down. And 3. Lower down. And 4. Lower down. The next one we're going to lift up. Keeping my hands flat on the ground. We're going to march our feet, so lifting off my right foot. Then my left foot. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lowering it back down. Taking anything else that your body needs. Thank you for joining me for my warm-up.